Hey y'all, Joefer here, the Cranky Old Gay Guy. Well, it's another one of those days, and time has run out on me, so there will be no show today. Oh, it's just a little too late for me to start, and I need to get some sleep, because I am up early in the morning again. Don't mean to let you down, but sometimes it is what it is, you know? Oh. Because this is the Cranky Old Gay Guy show, I do have to have one crank today, and that is I stopped by the pharmacy on the way home, a Walgreens, and there was a spot as soon as I get in the parking lot, and then this guy and his kids started walking in front of me, so I had to wait, and I said, they're going to cost me that spot. So they got out of the way, and I pulled up, and just as I was starting to go into the spot, some pedestrian walked in front of me, so I had to stop. And this woman came racing across the parking lot and zipped into that space. Effin'. That's right. She knew I was there. She saw me. She saw me pull up. She saw me signal. She saw me wait for these people to walk in front of me. And then she took my spot. Who does that? Who does that? Okay, I'm going to take several deep breaths and try to purge her from my memory. On that note, I was talking to a young fella at the gym on Sunday who was sweating profusely, but looking really, really good. The last time I saw him, he didn't have the definition at all, but he was really pumped today, or Sunday. And he told me, I said, why are you sweating so profusely? You're just doing legs. And he goes, oh, it's the breathing. And then he told me he's been doing breathing, practicing breathing, 7 seconds in, and then 7 seconds out all day long, and especially when he's exercising. I've always thought it was supposed to be like 7 in, 4 hold, and then 4 out. But he said, no, it's 7 in, 7 out, 7 in. And he said it resets his metabolism and his brain. And I tried it for the rest of the afternoon, and it wasn't working for me. It's hard to do the 7 when I'm lifting because I tend to exhale whenever you're, pushing or pulling. Whenever you get your muscles that you're trying to build, when you're activating those muscles, that's when you breathe out. That's what I've always heard, read, and a trainer told me that once back when I had a trainer. I had a trial trainer once for 3 visits, so got that much out of it. Okay, so it is Tuesday evening, and it's getting late, and that's about it, man. I finished watching a series yesterday called Billionaire's Bunker, and in reality, it's a Spanish TV series. It's dubbed in English, not great dubbing, and it was called what was it called? It wasn't called Billionaire's thing. It was like Atomic Bunker. So I think that's what it. And it wasn't bunker. It was some Spanish word, but it means atomic bunker. So I don't know why they called it Billionaire's Bunker. And it's a series about these rich people who've all bought shares or apartments in this underground bunker in case there's a nuclear war. Well, then they get the notification a war's breaking out, and they round them up, and they bring all these billionaires down into this bunker that's under a lake, several, like 950 feet below the water. And then they call them all into the auditorium they call it the dome, and they show on the big screen what's going on outside, and there's a bomb goes off. There's devastation. They have two people in hazmat suits or radiation suits that walk out to, I don't know why they're walking around out there, but they're out there. And one of them touches the rail and his hand sticks to it and it melts to it because it's radioactive. And it's this big orchestrated crisis. I'm surprised it went 8 episodes, but then they left it open for a sequel, I guess. But once you get past 20 minutes into the show or 10 minutes into the show, you know what the twist is and why it should have just been a movie, and then, people do this and that and it's all resolved. Instead, nothing is resolved, and that's it. Would I recommend it? Well, one of the rich guys is super attractive. He's got salt and pepper hair and a gray beard, and he's very, very model-esque, and he's probably 50. He's a good-looking guy. His daughter that is in the bunker with him, she wears far too much makeup, so she looks like a young teen trying to prove herself, and in reality she's like the 4th year in medical school. Later in the series, she tones down the makeup a little bit, and she comes across as much nicer, and I like the actress much better. And then there's the rich guy's best friend, who's also a billionaire, who just comes across as kind of a sloth. I'm a loser, I'm a downer, bop bop. And his wife is there, and they have a son. And the show opens, the son goes to prison because he was drunk driving and he killed the accident he was in killed his girlfriend. So he went to prison for 3 years, and his billionaire father went and picked him up on the day he was out at the end of his sentence and whisked him away to this bunker. So the son's like, oh God, I just got out of prison. I don't really want to be stuck in another prison. And the billionaire guy explains, this is the end of the world. We have to get down here. So he gets down there, and he's reunited with his mother, who has not come to see him the entire 3 years he's been in prison. And he's also down there with his girlfriend's father, who is the rich guy I said was attractive, and his dead girlfriend's sister, who is the fake redhead, who wears too much makeup. And the rich father of the dead girl, of course, has to get pissed off because he doesn't want to be anywhere near the guy that was responsible for his daughter's death. He keeps saying murdered her. Her and him were both drinking when they got in the car, so he was driving, so it's his fault, but I wouldn't say he's responsible for her death, but he's not responsible for murder. But he was sent to prison for involuntary homicide, and that's what that is. The guy that's out of prison, he looks like he's 19. I mean, he looks really not like an adult man, and he's supposed to be 30, I think, 29. His mother's there, and her mother is there, so his grandmother is dying of cancer, so she's always slapping morphine patches on her neck. She was given 5 months to live, and she's already in month 11. They don't really say what kind of cancer it is, except that she needs morphine because she's in pain. His mother is very resentful of Grandma because Grandma has come out as a lesbian late in life, and she's now whoring around, or was before they got in the bunker. There's not a lot of options in the bunker. There's supposed to be 45 families. We really only see, of the people staying there, we maybe see 8 of them. The rest of the people are all staff. And when you check in, they make residents wear this blue vinyl onesie, and all of the staff have to wear orange onesies. And it's explained to them by the woman leading this group that This is so they can identify staff versus residents. And they make them wear this bracelet so they can monitor their life signs, make sure everyone's always healthy. Well, it's also to spy on them. And they take away their phones and all electronics, because if there are survivors outside in the Holocaust, the last thing we'd want them to do is find out where we're at, because then they'd try to break in and take what we have. Everyone fell for that. There's a lot of rules, a lot of regulations. As the series goes on, things get more tight on the residents, and some of them become suspicious. The boy, of course, is suspicious from day one because he's the star of the show. There's some fighting, a lot of fighting. A couple of the staff members are pretty attractive. Yeah, that's all I'm going to tell you. If you want to know more, let me know. But it's taken several days to get through 8 episodes, and I just, yeah. I had watched a series called Olympi, which was kind of like Elite, but it was for college students who were being trained for the Olympics. And it was also just, I wouldn't waste my time on that one. I watched it because I'd read about it, and everyone was supposed to be hot, and there's supposed to be a lot of interactions. And there were interactions, gay, straight, lesbian. But the show itself didn't make a lot of sense, because everyone treated like the Olympi company, they would sponsor athletes and turn them into superstars. So everyone worshipped them, but I didn't really see why. I didn't understand why. But I'm not into athletes, and I'm not an athlete, and I don't watch sports. So maybe I'm crazy. I don't idolize any of them. And you may be a famous soccer player or football player. I may know your name because I see you all the time, or I may not know your name. And, it doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to worship you. And now we get to worshiping. I'm not going to go into that either, because this is getting longer for a video that I said I wasn't going to do. All right, I'm going to wish you all a happy evening and good night. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay cranky, my friends. Stay cranky. Oh, that's old man sounds.